Brahma Gururvishnuhu Gururdevo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Where we will run away, because wherever we go, there we are, and the problem begins from us. The problem doesn't begin from outside. It is something like, one day a person came and asked me, Swamiji, I am very much worried and very tense, fearful. I said, there is nothing new about it. There is something better. He said, this is all. And my worry and fear is, what will happen to my wife? What will happen to my children, my business after I die? There was a husband and a wife. And the wife asked a question to the husband. Honey, when the husband is referred as honey, it is a sticky matter. So, he asked a question, honey, suppose I die. So, husband says, don't say that. I'll go mad. Don't say that. Then the wife says, won't you get married? I won't get that mad. Again get married, So, this man came and asked, Swamiji, I am worried what will happen to my wife, my children, business after I die. You ask them, they are waiting for that. See, when I is not there, my wife cannot exist. All that is mine has its foundation in the I. If I is not there, my wife is not there. If I is not there, therefore, in the absence of the wife, I don't have the problems of wife. In deep sleep, we are neither husband nor wife, and therefore happy. So if you want to discover happiness, focus attention on yourself, not on the world. If you focus attention on the world, you are digging your own grave. And you know how we focus attention on the world? We want the world to change according to our prescription. It will never happen. So the parents want the children to change according to their design. But the parents forget that they are outdated. And the children want that the parents should change according to their design. It will never happen. And the net result of all this is frustration personified. And such a person becomes totally depressed, dejected. And if he is depressed, dejected to himself, nothing wrong. But he doesn't allow others to remain happy. You must have seen those who are miserable. When they see somebody happy, they become more miserable. They don't like happy people. Like the doctors don't like the healthy people. So, this Arjun, he had tremendous frustration, confusion, delusion, and under that influence, he has taken a decision. And the decision is, Etanna hantumichhami gnatopi madhusudana. I don't desire to kill them. Now, the moment you take a decision, you start justifying. Another typical human character. When a tiger goes and bounces on his prey, he doesn't justify. It just does it. But when it comes to man, we start justifying. I remember once somewhere in Bombay only, I was going for my lecture, probably Borivali somewhere, and those days there used to be railway gate. So you have to wait till the gate is open. So one day it so happened we were waiting not 5, 10, 20 minutes, half an hour. And the person who was driving me was getting mad. Swamiji, kaisa hoga? Should we cross the thing? I said, you cross. I am not going to cross. But then we are going to be late. I said, who cares? Late to late. Why become so miserable in life? No, I will do one thing. When I go there, I will announce. I say, you shut up. I will talk what I have to talk. So I went there half an hour late and started lecture as if nothing had happened. And this half an hour I pulled them later and nobody said a single word. And then this friend of mine, he said, Swamiji, really nothing has happened. I said, never justify in your life if you are clear in your conscience. Justification is a doubtful expression. Therefore, the more we justify, the more doubtful is the situation. You must have seen when the children come late at home. If they have really gone for some studies, etc., they say, I was tired, I want to go and sleep. Eat and sleep, doesn't talk yet to mom and dad. But if somewhere wrong has gone, then actually you know what happened, I went there and then I didn't get the bus and I went there, my friend was not there, then I forgotten my keys. Samajh lo gadbad ghotala jada. So whenever we start justification, we have doubt about our intentions, we have doubt about our conscience, and we have doubt about ourselves. A doubtful person alone again and again justifies. You don't have to justify to the world if you are clear. So, here Arjuna has taken a decision. Etan hantumichhami. I don't desire to kill them. Don't kill. Over. But he starts justifying. First justification. Nihatya dhatarashtannaha kaha priti syat janardana. Hey Janardana, hey Bhagwan Krishna. Janardana means the one who is the destroyer of delusion is called as Janardana. So hey Janardana, Nihatya Dhartarashtra Naha Ka Priti Syat, killing the children of Dhritarashtra, what is that I will love it? I don't love to kill my own kith and kin. And if we kill, what will happen? Papamevashare dasmat hatvan etan atatayina. And if we kill these atatai is a technical word. Atatai means he who deserves to be killed without inquiry. They just deserve to be killed. And a big list is given in our scriptures. He who has killed an infant, infanticide. He who has killed a Brahmin. He who has killed a woman. That person need not be subjected to any inquiry, but should be shot dead on the spot. Such people are called as atatai. Now, one way he is telling these Dhritarashtra's children are atatai. Therefore, they deserve to be killed. And yet he says, if we kill them, we will incur sin. See the confusion in the mind. The more we are confused, the more we get lost in our own creation, in our own imagination, in our own projection. And therefore, if you want to decide anything in your life, remember the most important thing. Decision is taken by the instrument called as your intellect. And if your intellect is not properly trained, if your intellect is not cool, it will go the wrong way. And here Arjuna is already under the influence of the delusion, and now he has taken decision. Etanna hantumichhami gnatopi madhusudana. I do not desire to kill them even if they kill. Because if we kill them, we will incur sin. One way you say that killing them is no sin, then how is it special category or what? Papamaiva shreyadasmat hatva etan atatayina. And first argument, first justification, first logic, how it is right to withdraw from the challenge of life. All cowards have this technique. Those who are cowards, they take the support of the philosophy. And those who are determined, they take the support of wisdom. There was husband and wife. And happily living, surprise, no? Happily living. And they had a daughter. She got married and went to her husband's place. When she went there, one day she came crying, staying in the same place, Bombay. And after she came crying, Mummy, I am tired of him. Mummy said, learn something from me. How can you say you are tired of him? No. In your case, Mama, he is tired. In my case, I am tired. So, what happened? Now, that daughter tells the mother, every now and then my husband threatens me. If you do this thing, I will take sannyas. And the moment he threatens me that he is going to take sannyas, I become so frightened. No, he should not become Babaji. I don't want to see him happy. How can he become a sannyasi? So that is my concern. So, discussion between the daughter and the mother going on. And that time the father was going to take bath, so with a towel tied down to his waist, and he was going. And he said, hey, daughter and mother, in the morning, what is nonsense going on? What happened? He was a mastaram. Nothing would disturb him. So the daughter said, Papa, you will never understand anything. You always make jokes of us. All that don't tell. Then the wife tells, look here, it is a serious problem. Every time her husband threatens her, if you do this thing, I will take sannyas. So the father-in-law says, look here, those who threaten to take sannyas, they never take. And those who have to take sannyas, they never tell, they take. Like, कैसे हो सकता है? बोले देखो. And he started walking out of the house only with the tauliya on and never comes back. Therefore, decisions are taken by two types of people. Those who are under the influence of philosophy and those who are living wisdom. Philosophers justify their foolishness. Therefore, many times I feel like changing the spelling of philosophy. It is actually philosophy. For fooling the people around, we use a great word, but in fact, we are deceiving ourselves first, then others. So, Arjuna started becoming philosophical. And he says, if we kill them, how can it be liked by us? Because we are so goody-goody. And we'll incur papa, the sin. Further, tasman narha vayam hantum dhartarashtan swabandhavan swajanam hi katam hatva sukhiнаsyama madhava. Another logic, another argument, another justification. What is the justification? Swajanam hi katam hatva sukhiнаsyama madhava. Can anybody be happy by killing the near and dear? Meaning, If we can kill others, it is comfortable. This is the third character. I told you, first was the Dhritarashtra holding on to the gross matter, the lowest category in human form. The second was the Duryodhana, and he was only wanting everything to happen for his sake, even if it means killing the whole world. Now the third one, the goody-goody brand. And this goody-goody Arjuna says, "O Lord, He Madhava, killing our own near and dear, how can I be happy?" Meaning, if they are your near and dear, I don't mind. But my near and dear, and the real challenge comes in our life not from the enemies, it comes from our near and dear. We are never disturbed by somebody else's wife. See? Very clear. We are never disturbed by somebody else's children. Suppose somebody's child fails. We have all the wisdom to tell others. So when wisdom is related to other, it is called as philosophy. So we go and tell, look here, yours is not the only child. So many children fail. Don't worry, it's okay. If it is your son who has failed, and then what a commotion in the house. So his problem is this. Swajanam hi katham hatva sukinas syama madhava. Meaning, killing is not a problem. Problem is to whom I am killing. And this is the very basis of commotion in the whole world. See? We have seen when this 11th September thing has happened. When one or two persons get killed, what a big commotion. And in all the world around, millions are being killed, slaughtered. There is not a word coming out because they are mine or not mine. And such people who are functioning under the influence of, technically this is called as mamata. Mamata means possessiveness. So, such a person, he says, therefore we don't deserve to kill swabandhavan dhartarashtran. Before the declaration of the war, he knew that Dhritarashtra's children are his cousins. There is nothing new that he is talking about. But the truth is, he has lost confidence. He himself said, Brahmativacha me manaha. And as a result of lack of confidence, nobody can perform perfectly. And when I don't perform perfectly, I justify. See? If you are late, example, and if you are late because of some genuine reason, you will never feel guilty in your mind. And if you are late because of laziness, because of habit, some people are so punctual for being late that they are never on time. About this, I remember my school days. I went sometime in school. So there was a classmate of mine who used to sit together, and he will always come late. I cannot forget him, but I don't know where he is now. He also must be useless like me. So every day he will come late. When the teacher is facing the blackboard, he will sneak it. And after coming, front bench, give me like this. What to do here? Today when I was coming, my bicycle got punctured. Therefore late. Justification. Second day, the same thing. Another justification. When I was coming, mummy gave this hot rice. How can you eat so hot rice? So I had to put little water somehow, and in that I became late. One day it was the other way around. That day he came on time, and after that the teacher entered. So that was my day. I did like this. How come you are on time? What to do here? My watch is 5 minutes fast. So he has justification for everything. See, This is the most typical human mind, wherein we don't want to accept that we are wrong. The day you start accepting your faults, you are improving. When we hide our faults, we don't improve. See, if you are bulky, wider than the height, then to hide that, what we will do? We'll put on very loose clothes and all that, so that it can be hidden. Now, why you have to do that? Justification. You say, I don't like, this tight clothes and all that. The moment you put tight clothes, you look like a hold dog. Therefore, Swajanam hi katham hatva sukhina syama madhava. How can we be happy? By killing our own near and dear. And this is the fundamental problem total humanity suffers from. Those who are able to manage their life with reference to their near and dear, they can never be miserable in their life. Never miserable. But what happens? I'll give you examples, and this is a very typical Bengali character. If you go to Bengal or Bengali families, a very typical. Bengalis, within their family members, they are so close-knit, so attached, so loving. And as a result, they constantly fight. So in their house you go, it's always tension and worry. Always shouting and fighting at each other. But when it comes, suppose the son is going somewhere for education, and then his mama, dada, they start crying, I don't know whether he will get a fish or not. Bengali can have a maximum problem of fish. What is? Fishy people. So, Swajanam hi katham hatva sukhina syama madhava. If we can conquer this one aspect in our life, my husband, my wife, my children, my in-laws, my outlaws, nothing is permanent in this world, just temporary. Don't get carried away so much. The moment you become cool about this, you will see your all faculties become sharp. And then you are able to perform any operation with perfection. Further, after he has presented his thought, now he has to again justify. Now what is the justification? We are good and they are bad. And good people should understand, bad people don't understand. See? This is a typical scene of every house. First baby is born, and that first baby, being the first fool, is hose-piped love from every corner. The husband, the mother, the father, the grandparents, everybody, because the first arrival. And now slowly that child starts growing. And he has learnt only one thing, that I is the most important character in this whole community. When I want things, things must happen. So this I is now developing. And this developed I is called as ego. And then the parents suddenly remember, hum do hamare do. Then the second calendar is printed. And when the second calendar is delivered, naturally the attention is now going to the next child. And this first child has the sibling rivalry. The reason is, now my attention is taken away. Nobody cares for me. And then there are many abnormalities that develop in a child. One example I'll give you. A very close family known to me. They had one son, very sweet. Up to the age of 5, he grew very nicely. And then the parents said, Swamiji, you have been always telling not to have only one child. So you please bless us. I said, okay, you will have the second inning, second child, second son. And by God's grace, we got a second. Now the second son was growing. And when that second child was only 6 months, 1 year age, the first child started going in depression at the age of 5 or 6. Just see. The reason is that nobody attends to me. So the parents said, Swamiji, we don't know what to do. I said, only one thing you have to do. Give him importance. Now you start addressing him as Dada. They are a Marathi family. I said, you start addressing them as Dada. So now don't call him by his name. And give him responsibility. And make him feel, without him, that second child cannot grow. And he is very essential factor in the family. And from that day onward, I only started calling him Dada. And slowly, can Dada look after the child? Mommy, Daddy are good for nothing. Now that Dada will go and look after the child. Slowly started giving the milk bottle. And like that, slowly, he became so important in the family as if the responsibility to bring the child up is his. See? And then he started feeling good. Friends, this is one effect of the human mind. When you start justifying, either you go in depression or you go in aggression. So those who go in depression, they destroy themselves. Those who go in aggression, they destroy others. Like, there is a disease called as Rabies. You must be knowing. This Rabies has two expressions. One is called as wild and second is called as soft. So when the Rabies is of the wild type, then the dog or the man, they become very terrible. And when it is a calm and quiet type, the dog is suffering from that disease. Yet he will keep very cool and the saliva is dropping along with the virus. So these are the two expressions when we keep justifying out of frustration. Now here is Arjuna's thing. Yadyapi etena pashyanti logo pahata chetasaha kulakshay krutam dosham mitradrohe cha patakam. Yadyapi, although these people who are atatai, who are terribly bad, they don't understand anything. Because logo pahata chetasaha, because their mind is looted away by greed. Greed is such a thing in life which can destroy nations, which can destroy families. Our Mahatma Gandhi used to say, very simple words, that in this world there is sufficient for the need of everybody. But the whole world is not sufficient for the greed of one man. So, lobho pahata chetasa. These people are totally looted away by the impact of the greed, the lobha, and therefore na pashyanti. They are not able to appreciate what is happening. By this war, so much of destruction will take place. They don't understand. And what are the negative points these people are not able to understand? First, kulakshaya krutam dosham na pashyanti. They don't understand when you fight within the family, first mistake that you do, that you are destroying your own family. First thing. Now, if our attention is for the welfare of the family, our individual prestige issue will never pop up any time. All those families which get divided, this is the only reason. They are not identified with the family as a whole. Their understanding is, when I am doing everything, why others should get the benefit? And this is one of the most terrible things happening. Friends, if we stay together, all brothers, sisters, wherever you may be, but if that spirit of togetherness is there, it is such a great experience. Last year when I went to UK, one area, which is that area, some Manchester or somewhere, their majority population is our Gujaratis. And these Gujaratis are, few are from India, most of them are from the African subcontinent. After the Uganda and all other problems, because being the British passport holder, they settled over there. Now in that place, it is 100% India. And all the Gujaratis, great quality in them. They will honor their language, they will honor their tradition, they will honor their Jai Shri Krishna or Jai Swami Narayan, and in this manner they are holding together. So somebody's house when I went, I was so touched to see that the old man, he was operated, paralyzed and every kind of thing. So to make him happy, all the people in the family, 20, 30 of them, they have taken vacation. And let us take Dadaji for an excursion. And all of them together, that old useless kind of man, he is being given so much importance. This is the beauty of staying together, wherein nobody feels neglected. And this is possible only when we are ready to sacrifice our individuality for the benefit of the totality. See, our scriptures have a totally different approach. Western approach is, my freedom is more important than anything. Our scriptural approach is, if by sacrificing one person in the family, if the family is benefited, sacrifice it. If by sacrificing one family, if the particular area, society is benefited, sacrifice that family. If by sacrificing a community or a few people, if the whole nation is benefited, sacrifice that. Keep attention on the totality and not on the individuality. So here Arjuna is now describing the highest Dharma Siddhanta, that these people are not able to see kulakshay krutam dosham, because lobho pahata chetana. They have not understood what they are doing is killing our own near and dear. And second thing, mitra drohe cha patakam, and the sin born out of deceiving the friends. So these are the two terrible sins. First, destroying your own family by your own personal prestige issue, first sin. The second sin is deceiving friends. Friends, the best relationship in this world is the relationship of friends. And if the friendship is not honored, that is considered to be very terrible sin. So these two sins, these people are not able to see. Then what you have to say? But we can see, we are wise people. Arjuna says, Katham na jneyam asmabihi papadasma nivartitum kulakshay krutam dosham prapashadbhir janardana. Asmabihi prapashadbhihi. Those who we are wise, we understand. And wise and understand people should do better. Fools will never do it. So what he has done, what we all do. How the world is bad and we are good. The other day I was somewhere, I had to go for about 1 hour or 2 hours. Some people came. Swamiji, you will go away for 1 to what we will do? I said, you discuss. What we will discuss? Please tell, we will discuss that. I said, discuss how the world is bad and you are good. No, Swamiji. I said, see, this is a topic which you don't have to prepare. We are up and extempore on that, all the time ready. So, here is a very peculiar understanding about good and bad, about right and wrong. Another example will make this clear. In the houses, when there are 2 children growing, the younger one wants exactly whatever elder one is doing. Now, every time it is not right. But what philosophy we give to the children? We tell the children that the elder one will tell, see, he is younger than you, you should understand. And slowly, slowly the younger child understands that whether right or wrong is not the concern. I deserve whatever I want. And the elder child learns something different. The elder child understands right and wrong has no meaning in it. Now see. And we as parents imagine that we are bringing the children beautifully well. We are creating a fight between the siblings. This is a very wrong approach in life. Once in Delhi, a very educated couple have problematic children because of their education. So, they came to the school. With the principal they were talking, and I happened to be a victim there. So I was there. Now that husband and wife presented a problem to the principal. Madam, our problem is son and daughter. They are like dog and cat. They just can't stand each other. They have got their separate rooms and everything separate. But we don't know how to handle. We are fed up. So the principal was smart. She said, it's good, you are lucky, Swamiji is here. I had to go out as she ran. So the ball is in my court. Then I said, where are your children studying? In this school town. I said, call your son first. Elder son, younger daughter. Son came. I said, you go in the other room. I don't want you to be near about. So I talked to him. Hey, which is the best batsman? How many runs Tendulkar has done? How many runs Gavaskar has done? And what is this? Only curses or playing cricket or what? The plural of cur is curses, isn't it? Tendulkar, Gavaskar, or then your Gavaskar. There is no non-cursing fellow playing cricket. So when I talked to him like this thing, he had a very big laugh. Swamiji, you really, really are so sweet. I said, go ahead. Had you said it first, I would not have asked you so many questions. He was fresh and went there. Then I called his sister. She came and then to her I started. I said, you tell me, which is the best actress? This Madhuri Dixit or Karishma Kapoor? Swamiji, you know about cinema actresses? I said, that is the only thing I know. Nothing. Because that is the truth. भगवान को किसने देखा है? We only imagine God is, देखा है किसने? But you see on the screen all these great, great stars or stars. Then after 5 minutes talking, she was very happy, went back. Then I called the parents. I said, look here, I have diagnosed the problem. And the problem is with you too. Children are perfect. Something is wrong with you. And what is wrong? One was in one airline, other was in other airline. This airline people don't live on the floor. They're all the time floating. And as a result, every time they have to bring something, two things. Bicycles, one for son, one for daughter. Chocolates, one for son, one for daughter. And in this manner, your room, your room. And they themselves have created the situation. I said, did you ever teach your children, give one chocolate and ask them to share? Give one bicycle, ask them to ride together? Did you ever try? Tell your daughter to take a dress and present to her brother on the birthday? You have never taught your children how to share what we have. Prosperity doesn't mean that you destroy the relationship. And you will see, the more prosperous a society is, relations are very weak. And lesser the prosperity, the relation bond of love is strong. See how terrible our mind works. So here, Arjun started. These people don't understand anything, they are bad. But prapashyadhi asmabhi, but we understand everything. We are very good people. Everybody talks good about us. Everybody talks bad about us, about them. And therefore, when we understand, should we not withdraw from this sinful act of the war? So, katham nat niyam asmabhihi papa rasma nivartitum. So we must withdraw from this war because kulakshe kritam dosham prapashatvihi. I have understood that if this war takes place, the first people to die will be belonging to the same Kaurava dynasty. Pandavas were also Kauravas because belonging to the same Kuru Vamsha. It is not Pandavas and Kauravas were different. Like children born to the Guptas. You know, the first Agrasen Maharaj from Haryana, he had some 11 or 13 or 14 children. And out of each one of them, the whole lineage of people are born. So that is called as Agrawal Samaj. And in that Agrawal Samaj, all of them have their alliance to that one Agrasen Maharaj. So, they are all belonging to the same community. In the same manner, Pandavas and Kauravas belonging to the same community, and we understand that because of this, our own society, our own family will be destroyed. Should we not withdraw from this sinful act of the war? Bhagavan Krishna is quiet. This is one very important point. When somebody is arguing with you, somebody wants to make a point, keep quiet. Because his ability to argue becomes more and more the more you incite him by in-between arguments. Because he develops another line of thinking. You just keep quiet. When he has nothing to react, he fails. Therefore, one of the very important spiritual practices, vado na avalambyaha, never get lost in argument. Whenever you argue, and two possibilities. Either you win the argument, or you lose the argument. When you lose the argument, you are a loser. When you win the argument, you lose your friend. So is the friend worth losing against a useless argument for 1 minute? Not at all. And therefore, never take support of any argument in your life. Therefore, when Bhagavan was listening, all these arguments and logic, had Bhagavan spoken in between, then Arjuna would have become more inspired. Probably my line of thinking is correct, and therefore he is doing like that. So Bhagavan knew the psychology very perfectly well. He simply kept quiet. When he simply kept quiet, then Arjuna thought, this ball was hit a sixer. Nothing has happened to Bhagavan. Otherwise he would have said, okay, what you tell is true, let us wind up and go back to Rishikesh, Swargashram. Bhagavan kept quiet. Then he took out another argument, why we should withdraw from the battlefield. He says, Kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam krishnam adharmo bhivatyuta. Now he says, kulakshaye kritam dosham. What is the sin by killing the people belonging within the same family? Now he explains that. Kulakshaye sanatanaha kuladharmaha pranashyanti. Now this is very important topic. You must have come across many people. For example, one or two examples I'll give you. There is a good friend of mine, he is Arya Samaji, and he has a daughter, very sweet. And she got married and went to Calcutta in a family which is Sanatan Dharmi. Now the Sanatan Dharmis honor the idol worship. And the Arya Samadhis do not worship the idol. Basic difference. Now this girl got married and went there. After having gone there, so she said, Swamiji, bless me. I said, I'll bless you in your ear. Nobody should hear. Then I told her, I said, look here. You go and merge with that family. And totally discard your past. That alone will be good for you. And she caught it. She went and she never knew even how to put chandan on Bhagavan Krishna. Because she has never done in her life. Because Arya Samaj, anything is to be done, fire. Om Bhurvusvata Saviturvarenyam. If somebody is born, Gayatri Yajna. If somebody dies, Gayatri Yajna. If somebody is not taking birth, Gayatri Yajna. Somebody has taken double birth, Gayatri Yajna. Tum Dhanaka, simple goes on. Very sincere. And this, when this girl went there, then the problem was, what is to be done? She doesn't know anything. So she started taking interest. And within a period of 6 months, being a very intelligent girl, she learned so much that her father-in-law will not do anything unless certified by the daughter-in-law who has known nothing about anything. See? The result is what? She has conquered every member of that family. And the net result is, she has a peaceful life, is it not? And why there will be a peaceful life? Because the tradition in that family where she has married and gone is honored. Therefore, when a girl gets married and goes to somebody's house after marriage, this question was asked to me by one lady, therefore I am telling you. She said, Swamiji, I have got a tremendous confusion about puja, what I should do. What is the confusion? He said, look here, I like Bhagwan Krishna. And in our family, that Kali Mata, I just can't stand. What I should do? As I sit down, don't stand. Then I told her, look here, this Kula Dharma and your devotion to a particular God, they are not contrary to each other. First principle. For example, if you take Tulsidas Ji Maharaj, for him Bhagwan Ramachandra is the ultimate. But when he wrote a bhajan on Ganesh Ji, Gaiye Ganapati Jagavandana, so when he is praying to Ganesh Ji, Bhagwan Ram is not telling Hanuman Ji, dekho jara, kiski puja karta hai. No. Because in that invocation of Lord Ganesha, what he has asked? He let Rama and Sita reside in my heart. In the same manner, you pray to that Kali Mata and pray her, oh Ma, kindly see that my Krishna Kanhaiya comes in my heart. So don't fight. Because of this Kula Dharma, the whole family remains united. See, if you go to the Western world, hardly they will go to churches because everything is rooted out. And yet, when the Christmas time comes, all the people come together. So, Kula Dharma is a tradition in every family, because of which we recognize ourselves tied down, stapled, united with a long chain of tradition. And friends, when we belong to a long chain of a stabilized family, there is something called as asmita, the sense of belonging to something noble. When you have this, that you belong to something noble, this will protect you from your own wrongdoing. Very important. Suppose there is a time when you have everything available. Drinks are available, non-vegetarian available, and your cigarettes, everything is available. And you are in that company. But you are from a very orthodox family, and you are proud of that. That time everybody is forcing you. You are capable. It is freely available. Who can protect you? Only one thing. That self-respect. I belong to such a family wherein my father and mother never take even a glass of water without finishing puja and offering to the Lord. And if I take this, what a kind of terrible mistrust. And therefore, I'll protect myself. See, therefore those people who are proud of their own lineage, they have got a different lifestyle. And those who do not have lineage, they have only leakages, no lineage. This I experienced when I had to go and address a group of children in an orphanage. Now I have been talking, giving lectures around the world to any kind of audience, any kind. Recently I had in Ahmedabad, you will not believe, Matrutva Ek Sadhana. So, not parenting, mothering. And there are about 100 ladies registered, and with those ladies, for 3 days, every day, 6 hours, I was talking on mothering. Neither I have a wife nor any children, and yet I was talking to them on mothering. No problem. But when I have to talk to these orphans, it was a big vacuum. What will I talk to them? When you talk to children, you inspire them by quoting examples of the elders in the society, elders in their own family. But these children, they are the discarded material by their own parents. Friends, those children do not have respect and reverence for their own parents. They are the most pathetic individuals in the whole world. Because our very existence is doubted. This is one typical phenomena which goes on in US. There, so many of them are like this. Because there it is not allowed to ask what is the name of the father of the child. It is objectionable. Because child is given birth only by the woman. Only mother is there. Father is not required. It is that situation. And therefore many children who are discarded, they are adopted by the orphanages, and there are some people who go and adopt those discarded children. Now this child, when he is growing, a day comes, he comes to know that these are my foster parents, not the real ones. Then his search begins. Who are my real parents? Who are my real parents? Continuously, one case I know personally, that boy was 29 years of age, doing nothing, filthy rich, and drinking, sleeping, and all kinds of things. And only one thing, where are my parents? In 15-20 years he spent to trace all the records, and finally he found his mother was in Canada. He flew there. Old mother, because of something, her one leg was cut, and most miserable, living in a old people's home. So he went, pressed, and he said, you are my mother. So she looked at, who are you? How come you say I am your mother? So he told. Then she said, yes. If this is the data record, I am your mother. But you go back. Because I have already discarded you. You go and stay with your own parents who has brought you up. Now what is the position of that child? See, therefore, it is very essential for all of us to have pride in our parents, to have pride in our culture, to have pride to what we belong to. Without that, we are like the dry leaves. The air will come and take us here and there, and we have no foundation to live with. Very, very important. Now you just take another example. You go somewhere in a posh locality. How do you know it is a posh locality? Where the ladies walk with a dog in the hand. It's called as a posh locality. Simple, not difficult. So, you go in that area, and these experiments I had done, I am not bluffing all the time. Sometimes I tell the truth also. So one day, I had nothing to do. This happened in some other country. Nothing to do. So I was going for a walk, and I saw, and then I said, hey, your dog is so sweet. Which breed? That is the height of appreciation. She started telling who is the father, who is the mother, which generation, which breed, how much pure it is, inbred, outbred, not bred, or the clone. 101 things she started telling. The pride that such a dog is my dog. When we have pride about the purity of the line of breeding of the dog, how much will be if you are proud of your own religion, your own culture, your own tradition, your own parents, and your own way of lifestyle. That is the foundation of our existence. If we are not proud of ourselves, nobody will respect you in the world. About 15-20 years before, I went to US, 15 years I think, first time. So, as you know, I walk with my wooden sandals. So when I was going, one of the girls from Bombay, she said, Swamiji, I want to talk to you something. Please don't mind. I said, you talk, because I don't listen. Anyway, you talk. He said, you are going to USA, and with this wooden sandal, it doesn't look good. I said, you don't put on, it doesn't look. No, to you it doesn't look good. Everybody look at you. I said, I want the people to look at you. Think. If you are not proud of what you are, nobody in this world will respect you. And self-pride, self-respect alone can bring out the genius that you are. Everybody is a born genius. We cover that greatness in us by this wrong thought process. And then we start aping. Apes are never respected. Therefore, friends, here, this Arjuna's argument, Kulakshaye pranashyanti kula dharma sanatanaha. So, our family, our tradition, our culture is the foundation of our existence. Never take it lightly. Even if you don't understand, practice it. One example I'll tell you. There was one son, he came with his mother to me, and he said, Swamiji, I don't believe in this God business. But mom is mad after me, what I should do? I said, you come near me, I talked in his ear. I said, look here, I also don't believe. Really? I said, yes, I don't believe. He became very comfortable. Apne jaisa mil gaya. Got one. Then I told him, forget about God and traditions. Do you love your mother? The moment I asked him, do you love your mother? Immediately his eyes became wet. Swamiji, what do you mean? I said, no, because I love your mother as my mother. I wanted to ask, do you love your mother? Of course. Now what is the meaning of love? Give in writing every alternate day. I love you. So I make an I, love make an heart, and you make a turn. And give to mom. I love you. Okay. This written love is only a document. It is not the reality. Then what do you want to say, Swamiji? I said, if you really love your mother, will you not like to do something for her? Of course, I can do anything. I said, if she becomes happy, but you are going to the temple, can't you do this much to please your mother if she is happy by that and you say, I love my mother? Swamiji, you have caught me. I said, I have not caught you. You are freedom. But when you talk, understand whether you are talking out of the head or out of the hat. Be clear about it. And he started thereafter going. So mother came, Swamiji, I don't know what jadoo you have done, but now he takes me, he also comes, does it. The time passed. After about 8-9 years, somewhere, that boy got married, children, all kinds of problems. After marriage, there is only a series of problems. Common thing. Now with the problem he gave, Swamiji, do you remember me? I said, I don't remember. Because I delete everything. The very moment it's over, it's over. Then he told Swamiji, I am so and so, and I came, you told me. I said, oh, very good. I said, you remember? Very good. He said, Swamiji, I got a problem. So what problem? So this is that is that. I said, anyway, you don't believe in why worry? Hell with the whole problem and you live your life. Swamiji, don't say like that. I can't imagine that my son is having constant infection on his skin. I have tried everything. All pathies, your allopathy, then homeopathy, naturopathy. Ultimately, I have become pathetic. Now don't push me away. How can I help that child? I said, you listen to me or argue? I just listen to you. Simply tell me. I told him that you go to a place, orphanage somewhere, and every week spend 300, 400, 500 rupees and feed the children with sweets and all musty. Do that. Don't ask a question. Do it for 5 Sundays and then tell me. As it started happening, all things went out, he became all right. He said, Swamiji, I have done, result is perfect. I want to know. What is the secret? A secret is, you listen to me when I told you to go to temple to please your mother. So in that mother, the divine blessings are constantly flowing to you. Don't mistake that the blessings of the elders are a cheap commodity. If there is most powerful thing in this world, it is the blessings from the elders. If you had to really have a hobby of collecting something, instead of collecting the used stamps, collect blessings from the elders. And then you will see your inner strength is so much that nothing in the world can tempt you. Nobody can purchase you. Then only out of an ordinary person, a great personality is born. But if we are all the time, but now everybody is going to the club, go and get lost. We are only talking to those who want to make good of this life. Those who want to live like 12 to a dozen. Millions are born, millions are crushed, and I am one of them? No. Instead of studying the books of history, let us decide to create history. Then the life is worth living. And therefore, Arjuna is concerned. If there is a destruction of the family, what will happen? Kula dharma sanatanaha pranashyanti. The whole tradition will be destroyed. See, I was coming in the car, this question came about the America and Delhi. Now the thing is, America is a 200 years old baby, and all the people from different parts of the world come together with one motive. How much more I get? That's only concern. Same thing is true in Delhi. After partition, people from all the areas came, totally naked, have nothing with them. So what will be their policy? Either live or kill. And the result is, slowly they develop that tradition, that culture. And therefore, those who are doing business in Bombay, if they have to go and do business in Delhi, they fail, they come back. Because there the approach is aggressive and not methodical. It doesn't matter how you earn. What matters is you earn. Now this happens because of there is no cultural background. There is no beauty in tradition. On the contrary, if you go to those places which have got a long history of culture and tradition, you will see the people belonging to that place, particularly your Bombay. See, people in this city are more disciplined than anywhere in the whole world. The reason is culture, tradition, sacrifice, understanding, pride of belonging to this place. So Arjuna's concern was, if the families are destroyed and broken, then the whole tradition, culture will be destroyed. And therefore, dharme naste kulam krishnam adharmo abhibhavatyuta. The moment dharma is destroyed, dharme naste. Now what is dharma? Dharma is that which keeps the things together. Adharma is that which helps in disintegration. Very simple, straight definition. Now, for example, Now we are all fighting. See, there is one event in Mahabharata. Somebody attacked Kauravas. And that time the news went to Yudhishthira. So Yudhishthira told all of them, let us go and join Kauravas and destroy the enemy. There he says, we may fight with each other, but when it is a question of our own clan, then we Kauravas are not 100, they are 106, and together we will fight. Therefore, friends, whenever dharma is practiced, there is a sense of togetherness and we hold ourselves together. Now, see this dharma right from individual to the totality. Now, what is the dharma because of which we are alive? What is that because of which the five great elements are functioning as a sensible equipment called as the human body? The moment something happens, something goes away, thereafter body remains. But slowly, all the five elements start disintegrating. And when the five elements start disintegrating, we say that fellow is dead. Therefore, dharma is that where life is maintained. Destruction is contrary to dharma at the level of individuality. So if I am practicing dharma, what it will mean? It will mean live yourself and let others also live. It means don't kill yourself. Many a times out of frustration we feel that let me commit suicide, but we forget committing suicide is not the solution. We have to again take another birth and start suffering the same thing. Therefore, dharme nashte, first meaning of the destruction of dharma, how disintegration begins. Second thing, dharma for the family. So in the family normally what we mean, me and my wife or me and my husband. That is not family, that is a cartoon. Family means according to our tradition. A girl is not married to a boy. A girl is married to a family. As much husband is important for her, that much the brother-in-law, the sister-in-law, the father-in-law, everybody is important. It is not only I and my wife, let us go away and stay in a matchbox and be miserable. No. On the contrary, when all the people are staying together, there is someone whose support we can take at the time of necessity. And the most important thing, children learn to share when they are staying in an atmosphere of together. I was, I think in Bombay or somewhere, one family came from US, mother and two daughters. And daughter's age maximum 7 and 9 years. So, I had a car. So I sat in the front seat. Mother and the two daughters had to sit behind. Now the daughter started complaining. Mom, I can't sit like this. 3 people on the back seat. You take another taxi. I can't take you here. Imagine. Additional 1 person, and that was, it was legal. There are 3 seats backside. But these girls, they just cannot tolerate because they have never learned how to sacrifice for others. Those who have learned to sacrifice for others, they alone have the dignity to call themselves as human beings. Otherwise, every day, what will I get? What will I get? That is not the dharma. One example I'll tell you, a Marwari or a Agrawal family, somewhere, very peculiar. I always adore that family. A very huge, really giant mega family. That old couple had about 8 or 9 sons and about 3 or 4 daughters. So the daughters got married in the same city. And all these 8, 9 sons also got married. They have got one wife per head and 2-3 children per couple. Such a huge affair. And this old man. Nobody will do anything without telling the old man. If they have to go for a movie, they say, "Oh, ji, hum picture jaake aayenge." Acha. They have to tell. And he will not ask anybody. He is very comfortable. And everybody respects him so much. So when I saw that, one person told me, "Swamiji, in this family, everybody respects Babaji so much, the rare thing." I said, "In this, whom do you want to call great? Babaji or those who are giving respect?" When I asked this question, I said, "Those who give respect, they are great, not the one who gets the respect." He said, "Swamiji, I understand your point, but in this case, Babaji has earned this respect. He is not demanding, he commands respect." How come? He has only one rule in his life. Unless all the members of the family have taken food, he will not take food. Sacrifice. Suppose somebody has gone somewhere and not come late, 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, he will not ask anybody, he will wait. Koi baat nahi, baaki log kha lo. The kitchen staff will eat, everybody will, he will not eat. And when that fellow comes late, 10, 11 o'clock, so first of all, Babaji, namaste. बेटा खाना खा लिया? हाँ बाबूजी बाहर खाना खा लिया. हाँ बहुत अच्छा किया, मुझे वही परेशानी. And thereafter at 11 o'clock, old man alone will eat. When you sacrifice, then alone you command respect. And when all the members of a family have mutual sacrifice for others, forgetting the selfish attitude, that family alone remains united. All the family problems are born out of this terrible monster called as the prestige issue, the ego, how much I get, even at the cost of others in the family. That is not our tradition says. Dharma nashte. So the first meaning we saw at the individual level, second at the level of the family. Now we come at the level of a society. Society is made up of different components and everybody is equally essential. Whether it is a plumber or it is a qualified plumber. You know, plumber is the one who repairs your taps, etc. And qualified plumber is a heart specialist. Because ultimately what they do, pipe ko theek thaak karna hai or what is? So everybody is essential. There is nobody who is superior or who is inferior. Just imagine, you are very rich, everything you have got. And suppose the drainage or something in your house is blocked. And you don't get a plumber. What will be the tragedy? The other example. You have got everything, but you don't have a doctor. And suppose your drainage gets blocked. See the tragedy. Therefore, in any society, every member is equally important and there is nobody as superior or inferior. But when we, the elders, start creating this kind of thing, that somebody is superior, somebody is inferior, somebody minority, somebody majority, somebody should be given favor, somebody should be destroyed. In this manner, we have learned from our British brothers how to divide and ruin, not rule. Britishers have divided and ruled us. We are dividing and ruining us. Therefore, Dharma means a technique by which we forget our individualities and ever ready to sacrifice for the sake of the totality. Dharma nashte. Therefore, friends, Dharma, don't mistake Hindu, Musliman. That is not Dharma. They are the cartoons. The real Dharma is this, wherein we accept everybody with self-respect, dignity and mutual trust. Unless that is developed, society cannot remain integrated. And such a society, such a family, such an individual is called as adharmic, not a secular. he is terrible person. Dharmenaste kulam krishnam adharmo vivatyuta. And when the dharma is destroyed, when the sense of keeping togetherness is forgotten, then what happens? The whole tradition, the family, everything is wiped out. See, the other day I went to somebody's house. Wherever there is a puja place, I normally go and do puja. So when I went their house, the moment I entered, there was a totally different atmosphere. So I straight away went to their puja. Hey, I said, I'll do puja here. I sat there, took the karpura arati and I did the puja. And after all that, then I gave to everybody. And then the lady of the house gave. She said, Swamiji, why you came in your puja room? I said, any objection or what? I came. No, I'll tell you why you came. I said, okay, why do you ask me? I don't want to know. But I want to tell. I said, okay, tell. She came in the puja room and she showed me one idol of Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Difficult to recognize where is his nose, where are his eyes. Because of constant puja, everything rubbed off. And that lady told, Swamiji, this particular vigraha, do you know what it is? In our family, this vigraha has come from Ramanujacharya. When he came to this place, he has given this vigraha in our family, and this is what we are worshipping. See the importance. So that one vigraha is maintaining such a great lineage, and as a result, all of them come together on that Krishna Janmashtami and celebrate wherever they are, whatever are their engagements. But this particular time is a must for them. This is the only way we can remain integrated. Friends, that mind which talks of differences, that mind which talks of dividing, that mind which promotes division and differences is a mind of a devil. If we really mean business in our life, let us not talk the language of differences. The more you talk about differences, the more we get divided. Why not talk of something of oneness? But if we all become one, then who will vote for me? Tragedy is the vote. Therefore, dharme nashte kulam krishnam adharmaha abhivatyuta. And then the adharma will take possession of that particular society, that particular clan. Now, when adharma has become prominent in our lifestyle, what happens? Arjuna is further elaborating the topic. He says, adharma bhivava krishna pradushyanti kulastriyaha trishu dushtashu varshneya jayate varna sankaraha. Now here is something very important. I'll tell you this in detail tomorrow. Today this much will be enough. He says, when adharma is overpowering, the impact of that adharma's overpower falls on the ladies first. And that society where ladies are corrupted, that society is destined for destruction. Culture is maintained mainly by the ladies and not by the gents. And therefore, in our culture, we give so much importance to the ladies. Without the wife, a man is not qualified to do any dharmic karya. When Sita Amma has gone, and when Bhagwan Ramachandra has to do, every time the puja, every time a golden Sita was established, Prana Pratishtha was done, and thereafter Bhagwan Ramachandra ji has performed all the work on the puja. Because it is known that the culture is safe in the hands of the ladies. But if those ladies are corrupted, then nothing can save. Let us see what Arjuna means tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।